This is a subcommittee of the planning board, and we're tasked with doing the master plan and review. When the township requested the planning board to do it, I looked at it, and the thought process was to get a broad base of community leaders, community people who have been involved for a long time. So first Ralph came to mind, who's been extremely active in the farming community, was on the ag board, representing the farming community. Then we go to Steve, who's also on the planning board, and he's been in construction his entire life. Jim Kelly has been in finance, and Jason down here is president of the Township School Board, who would be able to bring the education or the school aspect, student aspect to the meeting. Then we move on, and the thought was, who's been around here with these master plans the longest? And when I go back to '92 and we did the original one at Delsey, Suzanne was a very key piece to that. She's heavily involved with the environmental community. And same with Sarah, who has been on the planning board and involved with the master plan for a number of years. So they were all asked, everybody agrees to that. My thought here is I heard a comment that Jason, myself, and Steve were all picked because we were in the construction side of it. Myself, I just got a watch for 55 years in the fire service. And so the emergency services, the fire service in the town, because I work in the electronic field, I'm representing, supposedly representing the builders, and because Jason is a builder, they forgot, it was forgotten that he was a school board president. So with that said, the piece that bothered me the most of that speaker that particular night was they called the two women window dressing on their appointment. And to me, that was extremely disrespectful and hurtful. So, these two ladies are far from window dressing with the amount that they've done for this township over the years. With that, I think we ought to nominate a chairperson. And with that said, is there any nominations for chairperson this evening?
I would like to nominate Suzanne McCarthy as chair.
And is there a second? There's a motion and a second. Is all in favor?
Yes. Aye.
Aye.
I didn't check with Suzanne ahead of time. I'm assuming she's willing to take that role.
You look surprised.
Well, I was hoping for vice chair.
Okay, then we should bring up vice chair. Why don't we nominate an individual for vice chair? And with that said, I would like to nominate Sarah Thurston as vice chair of this committee.
I second. I yield.
Second. Yes.
Would you like to call for a vote, chairperson?
Oh, yes, no. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, none.
And I know your work schedule. I don't think anybody in the room has problems with you and Sarah sharing back and forth the workload. But I think it's the right thing to do. And I think it'll put public speakers in their place by calling a woman a window dresser.
We'll ring to her instead.
Yeah. With that said, Susan, why don't you take over?
Okay. Well, we're not going to have an agenda, but I guess everybody on the committee received the materials that were prepared by, I guess, Chris. Is it Chris? He's on Zoom, but couldn't be here because of COVID, unfortunately for him.
You look healthy to me, Chris.
Well,
I don't know about that. What? It's a close.
maybe it could be made
Raw
wrong.
volume.
He's up or up.
It's all the way up. That's what
Looks a little flat.
So I'm not sure what our approach should really be, but I assumed we wanted to go through these. Now, other people didn't necessarily get them. So
The committee got them.
the committee got them. So I guess what we will do is basically somebody has to get Martha to chair.
Come in, get some COVID. Yes.
I'm sure that's the point.
Yeah, she has really. And she, no.
Well, is that agreeable to everybody that we kind of go through some of these?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Market.
because what is required is that we basically look at the,
She don't want to get sick.
You want to send a chair out there for her? You want the chair in the hallway?
But for just me, I mean, there's a lot of people here.
there's more people.
Yeah, this was supposed to be in the other room.
Why can't we move it just into the bigger room?
Because we're set up here as a subcommittee, sir.
So you knew the public was coming.
With no air moving in the room.
You knew the public was coming, right? It was open to the public.
The public is invited,
Right.
but
Exactly.
I'm not chairing this meeting. For this reason, I'm not chairing this meeting. Anyway, I'm sorry, Suzanne. I think we should introduce Kate and Chrissy as well. That's the big point.
So I'm Ekaterine. You can call me Kat. For Kate,
Kate's easier.
too. I'm the solicitor here. I took over Mike Borelli's spot, and I'm happy to be here and help you with your master plans.
Tonight.
Crossy.
I'm the planning board secretary.
Children did it. Great.
Great. Well, do we want to,
If you want Chris to try doing it, or would you like to? I don't have anybody cost. Would you like to do it, or
No.
let Chris have it?
my assumption was that if he were here, he would be doing it, but I'm not sure we can all hear.
Why don't we just start off with saying what the objective of this committee is, what you're tasked with doing?
I think Chris can also,
Yeah.
What's these?
Do you want me to just see if we can hear it?
let's see if we can hear.
Great. So everybody's agreed that they want to just kind of get a general idea or a general feel of what they're here to do this evening. So what the committee's been tasked with, what they're doing, I guess what the purpose and goal is for this evening. And then there were some materials that were provided to everybody, at least that was on the subcommittee, that you had started some preliminary and get investigation into creating a new master plan. So can you tell us? In your loudest voice, because we were having a little bit of a volume problem here. If you can tell us what you have on your end.
Excuse me 1 second, and I apologize. There's already these amount of people. There's any way we can consider relocating this? I mean, this is for the public to hear this.
It's up to you.
And we have the public out here and can't hear.
I think our only concern is that we may not be able to hear Chris.
Hear him.
You can't hear them anyway.
Well,
Don't we have a speaker we can plug into the side of that?
I don't think so. No, not with us. Nobody's problem.
I think I have one in my car. I actually did. I'll grab it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Like read.
Just it.
So thank you. At least you can hear has gone on.
She'll kind of hear him if we're sitting at this side. But did you hear him?
Do we?
As long as it's super quiet, I can hear him.
Yeah,
Like,
it's almost super quiet. The rest of you may not be able to. Well, in that case, if he's been agreeing to speaker, that may really help. So maybe we should go.
Hey, Chris. If you want, it's up to you. I really want you.
Well, there's a lot of people out there. Kind of short. So I think we should. Okay,
no objection.
That's right.
We had it very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That would be a policy goals and something to protect natural features such as open space and historic heritage. The priority that the unique part of the county and state to implement and enforce regulations to protect groundwater, maintaining the alternatives as stated at different assumptions. It comes across many times in the previous minutes closing all up space maintaining those are the goals and objectives that came out of previous master plans and the 2013 master plan re-examination report largely stating that those goals are still found. They didn't recommend that it's achieve objectives. So that being said, and just stop sharing my screen so you guys keep me anyway. Let me try over to you guys and how do you feel about any of those goals? Anything I just said that about it was, well, that doesn't sound right, or yeah, that sounds great, but
Yeah, I say it's the goals that we have to be achieving. All the regulations from the state
And then some of the holes we have in our ordinances, make sure that we can achieve them all. Well, they're all planning to put, there's, I guess, 2 steps. First is identify where those goals, the ballot goals. Then another section of the plan is identifying any holes or gaps in the goals. Something else needs to be done to make sure that they're. First is just identifying what you're still ballot goals that you have to. So I like to think goals. Fine. What? Existing. It's based. Yeah. Change it. What it changes. Right. So, for example, so but then that is the worst take all the things that came up. Judicial abuse. So that makes the elected something out of and the other thing we did was check out how the like side. So they put a big substation station on one of those residential streets.
Yes.
When I could have moved it down, they could be. It's only 40%. That's not so. Yeah, that's not talking about exactly. We have to take up, but not the holes, to get some teeth. At least if they pump it mostly or something, and not you just sit here and I'm just kidding.
Because I understand where they're coming from. I mean, there a couple other questions. Under the housing element of the color requirements, is there anything that should be put into this master plan that would help us and protect us short of the courts from a nullability remedy lawsuit that cost the township a fortune? And can you touch on transportation? Are you talking about mass transportation, or are you talking about, or is that where the electric cars transportation ties into this?
Okay, I complete what you said. I guess you're a little bit familiar with the challenge of a build-up remedy lawsuit. Adopted the house plan. Off the top of my head, if the township not making ordinances to go off all of them. I think that it's been adopted, but not really like kerosene, details of family maturity. Don't have very soon to go to court. Get a final judgment of compliance with and Fair Share Housing Center is on our side now. You can agree with them. Adopted the plan. Master is on our side here, so it should not be involved with once that final judgment of compliance is filed. It's granted, which I have to keep Libya. I need to respond. Wasn't got a plan that meets everything. The board master was the toughest affordable housing advocate there is in the state. Says it's meeting obligations. You want to cover on any building response at least intelligence ground comes out, which that's the much bigger issue to be addressed in this master plan. For example, for the moment, until the next round starts in 2025, that's going to be important for at least years, I'm sure. Well, I'll cover plenty.
I understand that piece, that the old belt and suspender theory. Is there anything to put in the master plan that would help us moving forward?
Maybe certainly I'll put it this way, it'll probably be a recommendation that whatever housing rules come out for this next round, the town should be mindful of the and work towards satisfying its fair share of housing obligation as required from the housing. Since we don't know exactly what those use going to be, my advice would be not to say anything too specific at this point. This is exactly how you want to address it. There's proposal all the people in the different for people that are pretty similar to existing goals of this change. Or use them sites off on the equals of ours and change to address anything. Based on the way the last road up for I fully anticipate this one to be for a while, hopefully not as long as the last month. That there's a lot of talents in a bad situation, not knowing what they're supposed to do to cover themselves. The towns that wanted to do the right thing, constantly being told, well, okay, you're not the plan, then I'll change goals, they'll not another plan, and they change goals again. And then we got to adopt how to play it. So there's a lot of talents that have 4 or 5 people that are around plans just because they kept changing. So hopefully they'll do it this time, but we don't know exactly what to do.
Most serious.
So,
Most serious.
if you don't think anything, you can go this lane and we'll cover you. Because they don't do something, go look, you don't find them do. All right, what your obligation to be.
Transportation. Split it, touching that a little bit, place.
What is this shit? Sorry, I'm only catching about what you're saying.
You mentioned earlier, one of the goals objective was transportation. Can you elaborate on it again? Transportation.
That's anything out of transportation. I think that immediately circulating system in highways, where bus stops are, and a lot of fast transportation. I know there's a few exit trains the Gulf Rail, Malden, Brickland Mill, but likely any fast transportation, if there are going to be sort of fees, that's a much larger discussion you really address in this master plan. That would be something that may go on the state level. It will take decades, if not more, planning for anything even on the ground thing. That just means your circulating system, not necessarily public transportation master.
All right, thank you. Talking about transportation, what's up, like the Columbus Highway.
She told us that like the years are unfortunately, if not everyone, as I said, the primary objective and the boiled up objective is just a couple of things. Primary objective of the last master plan reiterated in each subsequent document has been protection of people all through environmental. People like the area of increase around the final space of farm. You don't necessarily want to see Franklin turn to south that far. Is that what the objective here? Is that what people still want the town team to remain? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's absolutely yes.
It also objectives. Focused on my like
Flags.
because I think that's really good. However, the state hired it does so. The only advantage is that makes it here of the fact that this is a very forested community. It's easily lost. It's a forest.
Getting that best designs, developments, or design spaces. I would like to see that starting more as a goal. We definitely need to develop and start develop here the house there, spaces there, next development there, back. Now I think
that would suddenly include the master plan and do the recommendation. And ultimately, we can try, it won't necessarily be at least like right, but that's where the code. That is often require the something that would be enforced at the planning level, going to be subdivision or site plan. And now, seeing two site plans side by side or to require the developer in their own space. They continue with someone else's open space if that next parcel hasn't decided any space yet. But the idea of making certain that this master plan would be some language being sure to be. It could even be something that there's a planning study done in the future looking at floor tracks that might be susceptible to development. So they take a look at that and say, hey, we've got something that you where we want that space to be, and if you get that on a bunch of continuous parcels, you can identify the optimal locations for space preservation, and then that could be something that developer can see the planning board is saying, this is where we want your open space, and you're going to set aside. So that's a possibility going forward, and it's a little tricky to do that in practice, though.
I would like to add, then you raise this question. There's no real much, right? But historic resources in the open space plan. Anyway, I want to add something about that.
We certainly count.
To historic districts, right? And I can go but no real documentation. What's in that? That's historically.
Well, put it this way, we certainly mentioned that also of any current regulations in those districts. But this the historic preservation plan itself, you can say review of the previous master plan. So I can certainly point out that I think it might be with the previous recommendations for the master plan, so the historic preservation element of the master plan should be considered. No, I'll double check. You know that is a fairly standard recommendation. Many of the towns I want to do confusing it with the other towns like this in the master plan for. But that being said, we can certainly note the historic preservation or mention of historic. I'm not sure. I don't off the top of my head what type of designation, and I'll do brief what they'll have in terms of historic district status if they're registered with the state or if they're just local.
That's right.
This.
I don't think it's registered with the state.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the state register for requirement. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, that's relatively a recommendation that historic preservation, recognizing historic resources.
Chris, we haven't had a long
The in-depth analysis of where the resources are, dividing the boundaries of the district, what needs to be done to protect them. That will probably be a little bit more of a deep dive in this.
We haven't had a large development in quite some time, but historically, we always had problems with the bowl or the cul-de-sac and the diameter and the width of the bowl. Can we look at increasing that size to get the people parking on the roadway in the bowl, in the cul-de-sac? Now you have the school bus and the trash truck having difficulties getting around. In my world, we've experienced numerous times with trying to jock the fire trucks around, especially to try to shuttle water back down the cul-de-sac. So increasing the size of that bowl in the cul-de-sac, and every application, fight that fight.
Wait, it's early to do that. I'll have to look up the exact section that go there. That I think we're now 50-foot radius off the top of my head. But yeah, we can start looking at that and make recommendations about being increased. Got the fire teacher up until.
You're talking about major subdivisions and how all the sites in general. On that. Look at it.
I've seen it first.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well,
These are discouraged.
I mean, outside, but outside, I know. Okay. Specific example, Berlin, in Canyon Capital and Northeast guys. Their planner they have oddly conflicting regulations. I believe that the design standards encourages cul-de-sacs to district in order to discourage country traffic residential states. But then there's zoning section they have another part that says cul-de-sacs are strongly discouraged. So virtually every residential application that either does or does not have a cul-de-sac that gets cited for either design or many reasons. Although they haven't do any major subdivisions. Wow, but as far as I know, and I don't think you would get in trouble if you wanted to ban cul-de-sacs. They my attorney agreed not typically consider smart growth in terms of connectivity of a street network and a street grid. But that's all so a bit context specific. Like you said, the major subdivisions probably are not. Now, those who are in the developed sections that make you they like buying it roughly along the state and county highway and outside of town, the cheapest land easiest to develop, where there are able to be water routes for them to connect. They like the cul-de-sacs because it's less asphalt. But it certainly could be language in this plan recognizing that in addition to all the open space and farmland preservation language that went into the RA district as a result of previous master plans, there's going to be an emphasis on the emphasis on smart as it trumps not just preserving open space, but also the aesthetic of the development, be more respectful of the moral character and not the standards for the development of homes and tract houses or cul-de-sac, but trying to respect the whole nature of the community, that big community focused in terms of not just in terms of a connection to larger community, Franklin Township and the village area going to be closer to.
On specific in that regard, for example, this design line and I wish I had just can that conservation shine must be just preserving rural character
Music conservation.
which is a noble hobby and should really because of the way the developments are designed. And so, with space reserved, now taxpayers not. So, I wish there was more of that.
Okay, well, this way, there's definitely degrees of language to go from those that have objectives of the master to high level. They can be rather. They are likely what's listed as goals and objectives, the master plan. The exact wording not only comes into play, but someone is seeking a experience or us suing the town, saying you're zoning about existing. Because when somebody's actually gone to do a subdivision, they're not usually looking at the goals and objectives of the master plan. They're looking at the zoning ordinance, what zoning ordinance says you can do, what you have to do, and what you can't do. So right now, after the 2007 re-exam, which I think took a lot of language from that 2004 master plan, that reading what we have right now is she wants to read the versions of conservation something on the RA district, which I think about at least half the town in Jake is probably zoned in the Ukraine district. Well, most of your slogans, most of your that would be potentially larger tracts of land that would be in the RA district. That right now, other than minor subdivisions or subdivisions to a couple of houses, they are required by law to do extra. That lets it 50% open space or land set aside in the cluster the development. That, what would just basically take conservation design principles and incorporating that into the zoning. So to the extent that some of that's been addressed, or there is language really requiring that, that's already new. So, not that I think you can't change the language to the goals to be more specific about the desire to implement conservation principles. The most important part in terms of when it comes down to the developer wants to build something that's really what's in the zone that dictates what they can keep. That to some degree at least, if we disagree on just whether or not you think the sort or a district where it's involved, that has been addressed to be large degree, I believe, at least those goals as stated in the 2004-2007 plans did result in substantial changes to the zone.
So just to summarize, Chris, a lot of the discussion we've had in the last 10 minutes goes beyond the goals and assumptions. So we're all in agreement the goals and assumptions should remain they come in the previous examination. So the kind of stuff we're talking about is more so, individual ordinance language, things of that sort. We want that, of course, that'd be done.
That's really up to you guys. I'll pull up, you see it, line, preliminary stuff, recommendations, some of the things that I was that mentioned a few things that you're ready to development or to give me ideas. What you was there, I'll read off these here, but you then you can add to it or tell me if some of these.
What document is that in? First of the time. We start reading.
So basic recommendations, I think, review up all of your recommendations. Just the document I sent out a couple months ago now. The website will dive in planning board meetings, part of this discussion of retaining here. I think it's a good idea for the town to update their open space recreation plan. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 2021, 2022, you updated your quarterly recreation plan to target specifically which farms or priority list reservation. But I don't think you've updated your open space recreation plan in about probably at least 20 years, give or take. And if you want it to be eligible potentially for state funding to employ or any more need to existing parkland, you have to have an open space recreation plan that's been appeared in the last decade. It closely identifies the areas where you want to acquire land. Sort of an administrative goal on a few of the towns that works in. Sometimes when you're on your master plan, you each report. These lists of goals and objectives start getting pretty long, and I think they can be consolidated. Like I've said, for instance, you have about 3 different versions of the policy is something goal or objective. It says that you retain the moral character of people. I don't think you necessarily need to say that 3 separate times in slightly different ways, and I think it may be very first of all listed and stated very strongly just once would be enough. And you get your list of goals and objectives down to a 1 or 2 page list rather than a 10 page list, and get the intent across without having to have 20 different sub-bullet points for every goal. Something that I have as a basic recommendation sheet, but depending on what happens in court, I think it's still important on it. Talk to the attorneys about that. I've been through that a while. Your solar ordinances found and adopted ordinances to regulate both partial and accessory solar fields early last year, and because of the Texas solar project that's becoming a way more recent and had us with the town after their unfavorable decision resulting. All of the solar stuff has been in work for a while, so depending on the outcome of what any judge says on that, you might need to make some amendments to solar purposes. That's one of the minor things. The solar farm just here, its application for somebody at a large piece of property and wants to put it in a whole farm. It's going to be 1,600 square feet, and your current code has a maximum size for any accessory structure of 1,200 square feet. Which a size like that would make sense on a small residential lot, but you go on to people in town that have large farms. They're being required to come to the zoning farm. That's probably in this. Right now, storage is listed as an accessory use in the business district. So, under certain interpretations, it could be seen if somebody wanted to store shit in the backyard of a small industrial or business property. You might have to put something on for review reads that. That's something that probably should. Well, I already said the RA district, I think, could be simplified for single use. You have also some specific sections of the code that I think will probably intended to apply to all development of the subdivision code, such as required sidewalks and curbing. If somebody's not doing the subdivision, then they're technically not required. So I think that's something you can do. So maybe clear whether or not it applies to site plans and not to subdivisions. We're able to consult and update to address agent warehouses. You're joking on this. That's just about based on the screen. I had that's plastic. Yeah, and so that you know, so in my face, though, I need to go back to daycare soon. A little tough to get to, babysit. It's all you got. Update design to address the big warehouses that a lot of towns, we had not updated their industrial requirements in 20 years, so their standards fine to be the square foot warehouse. When you get something that's 500,000 square feet coming in the 120 building needs, it provides a little more fussy fine to requirements to make sure it doesn't destroy the people. Definitely was really wrong. Cannabis is legal now in the town, as far as I recall, up to the for glasses one shows up the industry. Storage, cannabis, manufacturing, distribution, processing, I think it is. All tech can be prevented to you don't have an actual ordinance saying how. So, under state basically just be interpreted that any industrial district which has no at the port so it can be solid. So it misses well as the manufacturing jobs. They can't have a spent this week really the same as any other. I'll get back into the alleged things here. These don't yet. I'd like to see more oriented occupancy. So that would see at Baby Street, the known Ontario for the 5 year plus. Sorry about that. The last thing I have here is that your definition of what technically make on assign your map here to be updated to the SDI. Hello, that thought is at this theater, which yard setbacks. That's what I have for the nominated. What? 5 years, 4 or 5 years not. It's the tenant. The development director, I think they have mentioned having problems that should be addressed at the master plan process when we first step. Then, or do I need the codes to address these? That makes it other point of your recommendation. We can agree with or disagree with that. Absolute dick now. But now I'll turn it back over to you guys. Your thoughts on the list I just gave you? Gaps in the current code. Not being making it difficult to advance the policy kept still fine. Taking a lot out of its zone code, give us some recommendations, and I can take that. I know some of the zone falls at the my recommendation is sunny. Right now they're just listed as entities. So you would really be up to township committees that they ultimately be adopted work to make recommendations. Most towns that I work in meet is the some other recognitions, the commissions. And it really depends on how things want to be, what it is you want to regulate in terms of cannabis businesses. What keep in mind, there was quite a few times they worked it did adopt very strict standards. I guess it was 2021 when this first started coming out. And in a lot of those towns at that dominant amended their code 2 or 3 times enough these standards that they found it probably only listening to. So I would say the best way to control what it is you put control to the condition use around the domestic credit use and whatever those conditions are, whatever is it you're trying to control that one particular aspect. Things like building setbacks, building requirements, sure, probably fine following the standard there are. Some of these using cannabis tends to be if it's one of the cultivation facilities that are actually growing cannabis plants, sometimes associated very substantial number. So, meeting certain odor control requirements could be a condition, but if they can't, some level of odor control that they're not being used. Could be, a lot of towns have done. And I have mixed feelings about this, depending on how developed the town is they have requirements that the cannabis business has to be a certain distance from all residences, all churches, all schools, daycare centers, things like that. Hypothetically, that all sounds fine until a lot of the town those ordinances said wanted to put this where you actually sit down and look at a map. If you say it to be 1,000 feet, residents 1,000 feet, is 1,000 feet from a church, 1,000 feet from a daycare, 1,000 feet substance abuse treatment facility. Some of these towns not needed much involvement, and I think in a couple of towns there was little and unseeable these requirements. Thus, they're saying it's credit use that they need something now. So that I would say it really depends on what an issue do. What issues about cannabis as an issue we're particularly concerned about. It's to meet the issue requirements that look and address these.
Question, why do you want to think about it, but the mostly get back. To be honest, if there's some of these scale battery storage systems, and they aren't coming back to explain how they are becoming heavy to be like substations, some sort of much. You'd say I said merchant and energy storage stuff. Needs to maybe slant juicy. They can do something.
Also, I've never heard of that. I've heard of the battery storage along with solar. The literal agreement all said that while they're looking at it, it's certainly going to be something we can display it as. You don't necessarily need to say specifically how we regulate it, but it's something that needs to be mindful of. It's something that 2-3 years down the road, just be trying to make it.
They're the ones that right?
Yes, that they think something you never thought of coming to town, and it's in a cycling.
The question that the title of the series off, I think she talked about the same thing. He said, you are full of fields like groups of built, and they need the responsibility of the county, and if also where else moves up out the fund, the default of those buildings on the summer piece of it. Now, it's more about, I don't know if we can actually stop that. I'm sorry. But the concern is, there's 2 examples in South Jersey that I kind of recently also looked at. False Guardian was a solo system. Once the palace themselves was the accessories to that. So, is there a way to address that as well?
Yes. Let's get all of this. Yes, that's this year. called options. That to me, that sounds like something probably related to a building code. Yeah, fire is different than it is a zoning code. But to the extent that we can identify that there was, I don't know the specifics of how those fire if there's something to do with the solar system, maybe not the panel itself or something. So it's just how you see session. Yeah. I don't talking about what wasn't the panels itself that was the connection to what was the source party. Yeah, you don't use pressure, you can't just outright man. So I at least something through the zoning community. If there's something to be done. I don't know about this fight you say because that's what you're talking tonight. That is not bad. The try, you know, how they get again. You say, listen, I'm saying. I'll get you more information. I requested the information. I'll have it. It could be something that the accessory structure a solar would have to be set back. Yeah, what's down this line? The building, something like that. All right. No, I'd like to the best of it. Let me say, outlet is it has to be deep. I will. Yeah, well, you might see it look into. Yeah. I want so. Yeah. I'm not anti solar. I just sorry for doing that. Yeah, son. And such. Keep. What is the what is it? What saying? What is the culture you need? You when you tell when you think narrative farts. He just references that you want to use a processing plant or something like that. There's less contamination there than it was 2013 years of sequence. There was a rate from maybe USDA that rates its some level of potential sewer connectivity, but it's supposed to be ultimately some sort of industrial. Other than that, the master plan, you don't recall the main and specific recommendations for areas. I'm not checking you look. In the 2013 exams, said the planning board does not have any additional recommendations concerning additional development plans at this time. This budget, there's a Clayton Break redevelopment area in South Broad Street. Borders like an University School. Although I don't recall if it would go to township letters. So in this review, then the G language added that speaks to what could qualify as redevelopment. Related to qualify as redevelopment zones, it has to go through its own independent redevelopment investigation done by the planning board. It's a multi-step process that some of you involved to all process. Then personally went forward, nothing has happened to it. For the 55 interstate, you read interchange plus distance, you see 3 corners. Highway 55. So the process is the governing body has to adopt resolution saying, well, the planning board would investigate this specific area, call down in a specific parking lot that they want to investigate. The planning board has to hold a public hearing how that needs to be and make a recommendation as to what properties meet the criteria. And then our recommendation goes back to the committee, and the committee to ultimately then say, yes, we think this is a redevelopment review process after that is a redevelopment plan. So that one is, as far as I recall, and they study that's at the planning board. With this one, the law requires make recommendations to chart areas in town that you think township committee should consider looking into. That one would be that they cannot go forward. It is not just me saying, hey, this abandoned retail store on Delsey Drive that Franklin Mill has been sitting abandoned for 10 years. And it could be immediate map level one redevelopment recommendation. It certainly must not be. You can't bypass the 10-step redevelopment process that's in housing. I'd suggest that you sidestep you identify our requirements in the state that what the intelligence drops. Motion percentage of the area these in state that does it spark the BBC or the was said Jeff's your question, can we prohibit certain areas? We look at about the can't get you map what you got doesn't. Well, that would see you say these areas identify it. If that's 7 they can blind out 50% or more is what units that piece should be. Well, it's already been looked at. As a Brownie. What I'm saying is it should get to since what sense. Well, I think you have to do defense the process to see what about BC. It's like the best of line of originally about 13 weakness. State marriage could be so the master planning person only gives us the opportunity to identify sites that we believe should be looked at for redevelopment. I thought it's what the law says is planning board recommendations concerning the incorporation of redevelopment plans adopted for Huntsville. So we can't include areas that we don't want to look at. It's all the areas that we not like to look at. Right? That would be a novel approach. I don't think you can't. That would be a novel approach. I mean, that was what we're getting out of. But what I'm saying is, what you think it's got if you saw get it by the area that you like. That's why it's rebuilt. It's at least saying that's why we're going to test that process. Just wasted money. Yeah. And that's it. It could be a small look about. I mean, that's all I don't think this across the lab. But matter. It's not having tech where else you have two. It's not much. That would be the developer looking and seeing how much plumbing models. So, probably get 2 last 10 and 10. Yeah, but we're spending money. So, like, figure out whether it's saying, yep, the proper way. I spend the money. That'll be a question. But thanks. Space plan. Which is the basis for that space plan. That's also about a date. I think should be done. Would be done with funds, space, and for the education. I think we should. And I would say this is 50%. So, each contributed, we focus all the time. Like, I guess, to go back to your whole question, I don't think there's any wrong with making a break for this master like ETP. I don't know that exact one. I think it would be in this one of basically stating that planning on would go far the areas that the township committee was they investigate for redevelopment. Strategic development in the areas where the development is designed for entities. Without getting any specifics, saying we don't want to keep going here. You can say here's some areas how we think we be looking at, and also, like I said, I think you can make a statement. Our MTC is ready future redevelopment investigations and the natural viability of any potential project on that site. If it ultimately is designated, be considered prior to initiating process. That being said, no matter what you put in this plan, if the township committee wants to do an investigation into the property, you can initiate that at any time. I mean, what we're saying does make perfect sense. It does not make a lot of sense to, right? The plan is still.
I think
So, time, on the video. Are you great? If I'm saying
that I hope think.
but yeah,
And I think you won't be responsible to is preliminary.
is less right, yeah.
But it is this is essentially agree with them, and those things need to be looked at. And if there's anything missing, if
That's
it's not the words, but fortunately, companies get to how accident change. It's
honestly good. I mean, I have like 4 or 5 topics that I want to cover, but it all under one of those recommendations that we're not having. Detail what's happening right now. I think it's both. I don't know that we need to get super detailed in any discussion. Determining the exact corner. The chapter you need to also, if you already know right now, there's something, there's an issue in the town that you think needs to be addressed as it relates to land use zoning. Certainly, it's bring it up tonight, and I'll take notes on it. And then, next meeting, you probably have some well thought out formulated responses. Here's some potential recommendations to address that issue.
I did not want to make this too soon. Saying the fixing change of things. When I was you can hear developers funded and say, get to it. I understand that their pipes and everything 5 miles down the road. So in other words, if we designated potentially more soon, how do we keep that in your that Larry Leaks and something like that? He just said, like, if it's in this, I don't know if it needs to be tested.
I can look at that, and then certainly next statements that regarding this master plan, updating the townships, the wastewater treatment plan that has to get approved by the county. And I can say that I'll pull up the map right here to show you my screen. That only state flight. Okay, you guys see that? Morning, Steve. Okay, right here, you the map of the town. North is a little bit to the up and to the right. These red areas are what the state plan calls planning area 2. The state plan is broken out into 5 planning areas. Second planning area 1 is the urban area, but that's all your cities. Can't have to be work. The areas we get around that. Planning area 2 they call super. Commercially, most of New Jersey has at least some called areas that they consider suburban. Plenty areas 3, 4, and 5, where the most sensitive and areas essentially. The purpose behind this really as the service where it is allowed to happen, where it can happen. Basically have to correspond with the state plan because NJDEP will do service extensions if they are in planning area 1 or planning area 2. And that's the state's way, and the state doesn't have any say over zoning. That's the state's way of saying we want to encourage future growth in New Jersey to areas that they want to see more growth happening in the suburbs and the cities, and they want to essentially protect the communities. That's the state's way of ensuring that happens to some degree by restricting sewer development outside of things, plenty area 1 and plenty of 2 places. So I don't know if you turn sewer service, use that sewer wastewater treatment plan in front of you, it largely corresponds to this, these planning areas, and it basically says that it's not a requirement or guarantee these are, will be extended in these areas, but it does say that if it's going to be extended from, say, Clayton, by the house in town that's coming over to a street labor facility, utilities authority, that labor is unextended, it can only be extended in the areas. So you can possibly scale that back a little bit, but I don't know that the county would approve that. He would look favorably on that. But as of right now, I don't see this changing anytime soon. The only places in Franklin Township where the ultimate extent sewer for easy reason.
The place. It's like on Mel, file. Talk you. Reg. So.
I look.
Start looking find out that maybe the point shading jet. My understanding is the party isn't allow us to make any way to the current system. So other than say future decrease, I believe it's a problem that we need to check to make sure that the current sewer county particular sewer not to allow next step. That's it might exceed years that the only way to get it connected to the date for your second sewer we know that you want South Harris.
So get off a little chemistry. Be very expensive, so that pockets to want the building really big, Right. And so people have sewer in town and that is connecting locally, you have fees that I'm sure either Blake find it, assess on that for this massive connection and possibly that big expansions, whatever existing treatment facilities they have with building a second one somewhere. It's not impossible, and it's very possible. The very arrangements.
That's the supply figures or response.
Right.
But yeah, then excluding her follows is very special. The net is really that sword south. But
You tell me.
so that is a special one. I'm pretty sure that's on your wastewater treatment plan is I think that's like it's about 5 acres, give or take. It's called out as a little special that has its own allocation. I think that's coming with called Brooklyn. I think. But yeah, so that is its own special thing. And that's also any type of separate issue. I can definitely I'll look into your current wastewater treatment maps that should be on file at the county. That largely matches the state plan. Certainly make recommendations that they but then the townships are only talking not just for you give me expand that 3 years, and if you try to shrink it, that will probably be seen as an active match for easy fraud. I'd have to double check your housing plan agreement. It might be really differences they don't want to see. Yes. You get any like these fucking have it because it's so expensive. That might violate housing. Also, you kill you want to see check years.
But there's also a requirement that we actually allow students to applicate their own markets. Right?
Yes and no. The town has to provide the secret obligated to spend a dime on it. But if someone wants to develop theory on one of the sites that were identified in the housing fleet, yeah, they can, and they're going to find the sewer. You can't stop them. You can't block. The town doesn't agree in all the work to extend sewer was when not bullshit.
It must be.
But basically, you get blocked in cities. You have to at least literally endorse it to the county endorsing the township's requirement there. But the town, Franklin, actually not obligated to actually pay for or install this.
Also, of course, ultimately, the full outline of this with relevant minor additions and similar rather document the state and its and some of things interesting. Any of those states,
I would say take a look at the oil leak, the scout site, like I said, all the demographic stuff, all the blue shirts, census data, and the list of all the changes the state has made. Well, really, just many things have changed because my law, you have to whether or not anything's changed. Like I said, ultimately, that's the plan is the review of the goals of objectives and the recommendation. That's why actually that gets implemented into potential changes in the zoning ordinance, subdivision ordinances.
so I was thinking about the electrical restructuring.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do something about that, right?
You can say what I work about. That's a very deep thing. From all the towns that I've worked with in the past couple of years, their master plan creativity reports. Now that provision is in the law, I think 2 sentences stated in just saying that basically anywhere along highways is appropriate electric vehicle infrastructure. Like I said, my personal opinion on that, you don't know why that's the master plan required. In state law that says any department see spaces is required. Lots of being charging. So regardless of what your master plan says, your charge infrastructure, it's going to be going in anywhere else. Now the only thing you need is identify if there's anybody who wants to see public infrastructure put in place where the township action where you put let's make public marks in the next sense. No, I Smith.
But should we just address how much time we need until the next meeting? Yes.
Figure out. Well, I'd like to hear from the rest again. You feel it. You decide. I think with Jason was ever saying you can for my efficiency. I'd like to hear those. And I think an idea of whether it's 2 weeks or a I can come back to you with so potentially I'll add to this list of recommendations based on our conversations tonight. You're not discuss that. Also, you said there's public zero. that to be speaking up there this year to listen to the what's going on and it's up to you. But the timing of the next meeting will be largely dependent on how much was more. Is that possible? We could some of the let's try everything. Yeah, if you put this note on this as a subcommittee, this is not the whole the place more than no actually be great. I don't think it no not the outline wall. So a section will leave out fine in this particular case. That's the reason that I think talking to the administrator in the park, we should put an active is to unite heavy with council meetings. Thursday night is heavy, Thursday morning or heavy report. So Wednesday is probably the best night for the belt getting access to the bill. So when you start that, how many Wednesdays and what Wednesdays, we'd be up to the group, but to go up here, it looks like the availability building the best ladies would say bye. I feel look up. After we get the community. Just what? But I'd make that one. The only time that won't really be a problem is the first one saying about the community in the day. So. Yeah, yes. I'll read you safe. It's just yeah, that's about so I'll say it's on the gap. We do it now, so I don't want to get this. I mean, some stuff is something already one out. Yeah, I think when starting off, you think I could look into it. Okay. And I could say on the end that you from school, touch. So, personally, on the kids can't make very good plastic. But place wise, so you can be possibly there, flat. But yeah, that's something. Then it's a dust on top of that making the parking house block. Marquishy. If that the public wants to do, sounds of video agrees with that, yes. No. Yes. That's I don't know. One method, but it is more that is you could have it at.
Yes.
Well, I think, yeah. With it, well, what the other it's not. Yes, that now you should have all these other things in place. Can't be a that's a big, it can't be too long, but this can't be what I mean regarding the accessory building. Want to have it? Part read to be aggy. The definition for the Dutch, accessory building includes attached garage, and then complicates limits definition. The lost square foot on 57 patients done. How many more 15 or go 15 honestly not the Thomas and not usually smoke the right. Right, so I'll pick up on this man. So I that is largely one that two things I see as an issue with your accessory structures. The maximum size is weak full. Your accessory structure limit is written for some community. You don't have space, so putting each components was the full on and you're on 5,000 square foot lot would be a big issue. Well, you've got 3 or 4 acres, it's just practically nothing. The other issue I have is that the regulation that says maximum size of an accessory garage or accessory structure is 1,200 square feet. It's out in the definition that becomes a real problem. The definition section is supposed to be defining in terms of the actual regulations for size of the things, where they, how they're located should be the actual zoning regulations or design standards section. Because technically speaking, by definition, the accessory structure is limited to 1,200 square feet in size. Therefore, if somebody is building something 1,201 square feet in size, it's not an accessory garage anymore because the accessory garage means 1,200 square feet. So if we really want it to be difficult private property for the application, I could make that get a experience because it's not an accessory garage now. I mean, it's something I do. That's a real problem. Yeah, I mean, do it, man. But it's Lloyd Klein can find it difficult to do that because it doesn't meet the definition. The definition is what means defining the term and not bringing it. So, all regulations should be the zoning section or design standards. That's definitely, but I have any agreements. There's problems with the definition of accessory structure and accessory. Because the accessory structure of private garage, it's hard to think that it's sort of be updated.
Based on size of lot.
Right now, I'd look into it. You think so? We've got a few other towns where we set specifically on lots of sliding scale. All the rates that you can have, 900 square feet. You got 1,000 cubic meters. You got 3 acres on 3,000, 4,000 square feet. All right.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, this other 550 lots. Yeah, I'm exactly what tell you on. You also got restrict something type of use. Here's throughout what Capital Steve look at that 6-8 or such. That's a severely speaking, probably not large and ours. But it is space. Or so we do not need to use sub our regulation 102.6 that we should study in the right. Non. Right. But now that up to money, I'm making up. I say up money or making us 1 to 2 acres. 2 to 5 acres. So not a tax, just fine. Yeah, I think it's at a top portion. Yeah, size. Yeah, yes. That's one big ball. That's right. Not these others. It's like fun. Well, there's problem that in Morgan's now is that square footage of counties throughout that in the study of married vegan and patching and you want to exclude that calculation, majority of that would apply action. Right. Yeah. Have stuff. And you can stop for then.
Other things, Chief.
The other thing is more technical stuff. More importance and more just spread relation and virus of the Titan provides. That's not the what I see. Hard now. We passed our ordinance. It was about gray areas. It's actually going for a future supplement. Let me know. Great. You do it 5 minutes right here. So I don't know, you know, use all the details. Like, you know,
As many examples you got would be great, but I think help you look at. I know the right district is just that I think it's wonderful. That just what was set up on the assumption that you could need large tracks played subdivision, which is in the DOT, you want to do something big. And seeing as you quite a few towns from to the between say mid-90s and the mid 2000s, the policy you could call a lot of towns started adopting these conservation subdivision ordinances, but it's kind of at the neglect of minor subdivisions. That's what we see a lot of planning. That's what they see a lot of the zoning board. It's something in our district where it's not somebody putting in 50 houses, it's somebody taking 4 acre lots, splitting it to get part of their property to their daughter and son. Those are the things we see. And the regulations are along years. They specifically saying that lots in existence prior to the enactment of this code shall be ordinance whatever the previous zoning was. But it's been at least struggle to find what that previous zoning was. And some kind of people copy somewhere they might have it in the email. But Chris, I have all these old ordinances. I got the copies. So I'll have to take a look at it. Yeah, that is an issue. Like, we don't like the codes saying that you shall use previous zone rating that don't. It's just that you can't find those any, right? But, so I don't think you can clarify more specifically what someone is allowed to do with a pre-existing undersized lot. That used to be on 1 or 2 or 3 and lot sizes of 1 acre, just simple lots that are 30,000 square feet. You already just requires an acre and a half. And so somebody not even supplementing you is building a house on a big lot. It's having to go to the zoning board to be reached from the lot size. That's the what we need. Yeah, so again, sure. Why do you think but
You see.
yeah. Well, I'll leave that. How is that in the problem?
Second,
Uh,
so you are or teaching. They work. But then that can hide it. Mark to the town that on watering. What the heat? Now, listen. What you can I was going sound right. Then it does go now. I backward or people. So I think it gets a record day. Let it be. You're always right. Like, yeah. Like, that they wanted so well. It's like, not. That's a pretty. It's work warehouse. It's like right to right document and make a reputation for the type of warehouse. I think they people make also recommending that the creation of the stock right there. What be that? What be I'd create everybody other stuff. Those active like under there, before that would be great. And then that's all
I caught probably about 50 to 70% of what's just sent us. This basically the last one. I didn't quite catch it. It's about the
that's what's these strategies inside this document.
I'm sorry, the what doc had.
We don't have a practice document from the state. The recommendations incorporated catch ordinance. So, actually, that
Joe.
it's shipping the stealing sizes. You were thinking of
What warning? It said, three spikes and it's up. You don't even take that record did what spikes so high to about this Lord, we're gonna get about this. But all those stuff so get on. It's gonna become a problem for with the relation. And it would now on those businesses, especially at road that we find it's so bad. So I don't know how to get down bigger maybe but I so there I just correct that so yeah. The time that we have like that way down in the parts where like and that's mostly yeah 40.
What?
I go with how and what how right
Wasn't it? Yeah, it might not be. The guy asked, like, said, what's the ball on a GG, but What's the line?
now?
It must due to the line on grabs.
Yeah. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Chris, she says she agreed with me. I want the record to reflect that and get that the
It's a one.
NASA. I want notation in the master plan, please.
No, at least one of those two. Yeah. It's like that. It's not good. Let's just go pretty well.
I think is listen to Trace.
Yeah, maybe. They're going to read list your recommendations. Just me. Just it's your open space and rec plan. That working out. Now the like relays, which is being singing in the shop. Reduced my ears. See there. So I think that would be one thing that I need to definitely test for that. To finish that project because it was 3 quarters of the got. We just have that one small track. That is the other one, we have 2 streets caught in there. The concern is, of course, typically, and they never update the data. So all that work on the dam there, finish that street base, is piece up. So that is one. This all works. We published it twice in the 7th August next year. So I hope you were updated on that because we were in this litigation situation. We should have published it 2 times. Things. So, like, what we did, not sure it's updated. Having it done twice because this was the Argentine order that counts each time. So to speak. Each. See, yeah. To just was within the past year job. Because well, that's it absolutely started place. Asked for this changed. Well, Ward's decision was to make them re-advertise. You talk about solar application. I'm sorry. Are you talking about this? Off that one? The solar board. You're okay. I'm not denying it. She did. I understand that was challenged for this night. All right there. So, Mr. Lyons, without being instructed, that's did us. So, like I said, I'm not sure what Chris has and what needs to be done. We can't change. And that's it. So, and I think that's it. Saying it revised. I thought it was revised. That's what they did was actually revise. They have like tweak it in 1 or 2 ways. And that's why they did that.
Oh, but I'm glad it is that actually it was about a year and a half. You just maybe saw it 2022. After that, the solar ordinance was adopted twice with fire increase. Reading was the first time it was adopted. You don't know their own history of how it got to be this way. It's set to be a feature if you were looking at Apple's adopter. I think we identified a pretty serious issue, but that where it was located, the code was inserted into pilot management section of the code, which would make it fully apply development in the pilots. We had to adopt it again to put it more appropriate section of the code and general standards so that it's clear that it would apply to the entirety of the township and not just finance. It's just that to do that and something to change. I couldn't just rework things and have to go through the whole process again. That's why that got published twice.
Chris, wonder Joe's added before to the camo. The policy also kicking process. The second part.
Now, the way the priority said that hearing, I don't know if that would work. Second publication. The how it was yeah, there was the but since it might be fast fluffy at the times and that it was not that's more of a procedural issue that was the substantive issue the rest of the master plan. And great right now that the military recommendations is certainly you stand in and you pillar the solid ordinance you get adopted now, and so I guess technically it's on the books, although it is my understanding is it's still important, potentially a challenge. So I don't know where it is in that process or not big. It was the decision of the Senate board saying the solar by this being district was used by the Superior Board and the less running. Planning Board pretty soon. The larger solar ordinance itself with the town that adopted or didn't have to go. I believe the developer had challenged that as well. And at least as of a year ago, it was pending for a judge and the process of that's still ongoing. Right? So I think whatever the outcome of that is, the town may or may not need to make further adjustments. So that being said, if there's anything you can recommend that this feels is inappropriate, or should be changed, or not says only for ordinance, we can certainly make recommendations.
I think generalizing, we're using solar ordinance 10. However, my recollection, there's a differentiation between the ordinance that you passed that relates to solar systems in people's yards, residential solar, and utility scale solar. The ordinance, I believe, that addresses the residential solar, i.e., ground mount system service your house, you already have in place, and it probably is already well established, and you can use that framework. However, Mrs. Halbert's point, the restrictions that were put in place, all of that ordinance, and extremely difficult to meet. I believe, Mayor Brady, but there might be like a 50-foot side yard setback offering. You have to be over 3 acres. A bunch of different very those restrictions. So I think we need to look at that and reducing those, much like we've done the accessory building thing, make that ordinance more user friendly. So somebody that wants to put a ground mount solar system, on their 100 by 200 foot lot, is able to do so without, Missouri. Now, the second piece was, I believe there was an ordinance passed for utility scale solar specific to the interchange commercial district. I don't really know much about that ordinance or where that's at. Maybe that was litigated, but that's the utility scale piece.
Yes, they were actually the same exact ordinance. They're all up there, just different sections of the same ordinance.
Okay.
I've been in the challenge all the software I know about the utility scale piece or the chunky work system. I don't know you would call when it was that ordinance. The exact comments that were just stating, to the planning board needed to let the planning board sent to the committee when this was adopted. So the committee, when they adopted this ordinance, was aware of these exact comments from the planning board. The lot size seems a bit large, setbacks seem a bit excessive, and I think there's also call it with the making sure when I'm required somebody come and get a murder, maybe sitting against trading bikes, but 6 square inch solar side of it up to when you walk away from your garage to your porch. I believe the Township Committee adopted ordinance says it wasn't elected not to incorporate any recommended changes to planning board. Now you can't once again get those same recommendations to the master plan and then see if the committee wants to look at it again. That is something that the committee was aware of when we adopted the ordinance as it is right now.
It's something.
The wall on the team.
I doubt I you didn't see something. I'm upset. Probably you want to keep the ball up the character of the tail and but giving up the solar panels instead of ball fields. But I don't know what that thing will be. I get there. I don't like it myself, but I don't know how we even get there. So, keep the whole field. I hate to see the back of my house. I mean, Jill thought an injury. I see this guy here. I'm like that. Look out there and I see it's a point. See, solar panels.
That's right, G.
You're shut. Why not? So, you're just absolutely. I mean, let's try.
What's it on ground? It was out money farming, but the person puts up and says that if you take points, you said solar, what would you get? Maybe
you have your family you have to take care of. That's what you would do. And I'm just saying, I don't know what the medium is, but I think, it's on the part that it's not a new wheel. We have to find somebody who has that same wheel and figured it out. I think you see, driving down the road, so just because it wasn't second, was up the we like to about the same. Where was needed not say it's something to think about.
Well, that is what the ordinance preventing utilities, solar, industrial, or major change commercial. That wasn't that the law is going to preempt your code here. The state law says anywhere that is an industrial district, and the court ruled that the business district, which covers the far parts of the south, sits in it. Allow something considered an industrial utilities, solar, being migrate as of steep. Well, it's all. See,
You got to go on and sit in your back wall. You got somebody else's back wall. I'll be all right.
You also hate to see some.
I just
Well, we need that as well. Thank you, Russell.
What's saying?
get a little
Application. Like, before you go, I told you, I was actually talking to about what because, Mike, right that he what CD, state party up. On a particular application. That's right.
I'll take that. That's again.
No, you think that's not number we're discussing. I just I don't want to get anybody disqualified. So that was his fault. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Watch the
I think it's already addressed. See, you want to do that. Have you read the words being pops for the at least you?
but how do you know like
Yeah, there is. Again, I'm not being facetious when I ask you much. I haven't read it.
Yeah.
I haven't read it in detail. Does that not provide more?
that
Adopted does require a pretty substantial buffer around any utility scale solar, as well as you have the legitimate buffer requirements on industrial properties to residents.
Sort of saying 5%.
like
That
And in the district 75 other parts of town, there's sections say if you yet not any requirements on many each project.
body.
that After 5.
One thing we can do even if we're not recommending changing buffer requirements, we can emphasize the plan that enforcing buffer requirements in this should be makes it a little hard to seek that variance because technically your answers must show you're not doing any harm to the master plan. The master plan specifically says we want buffers towards enforcing buffers. Serious about it, it makes it harder with their casing to reach it, they're not right.
No.
Roughly going the exit light property, I need a property. I would like to do that. You are with the baby. It's up to start down.
Okay.
BB days. Look, the hour's 3. It's the BB, right? It's not playing. Back in December, I hosted at the community center. That was available to anybody I missed. And I had them fill out a survey. Just asking them some general questions. Actually got that survey and graded. Most average answer as well as the standard deviation. See, only people now, at least this residents who were concerned about the master plan, the self-doctors. So in the survey, I asked Dutch residents various questions about current trends and all. So, on doing this, I wanted to discover what the public thought of our master these trends were. These are the results from these things. The survey found that the residents are pretty well in favor of the that we had experience this developing the current master plan and get the job and achieve. In regard to first development, the residents are amazing thing as the current stock retail numbers. Most, however, look negative things were beware out and hours shipments. They are actually divided with about a hand favoring and opposing permitting mechanisms. And also when it has an open-ended question as to what's like businesses they would like to see urged from the most popular answer by farms virtually getting large. So residential developed a large segment of the survey indicated that they were mostly together about construction of new developments, large scale subdivisions. They were mixed on affordable housing and actually very positive for the exception being seen. Most believe that current development, both residential and the scattered people residents will always have this people that want open space preservation. However, there was much disagreement as to the township of the current master plan. Among other things highlighted by this survey, the residents' favorite information felt are being areas, but they have a negative opinion earlier about solar farm developed on page. Lastly, all the resident surveys strongly agrees Alvin Whiskey, Frankie pointing out, mostly all of them. They agree with the statement that they were concerned about quality, the water quality, as well as police. So, the key thing is these are by far all the taking it question. But I thought it was important, and this was offered without bias. Somebody said, "Hey, look, where else like the data?" They're more than happy to welcome to share that data with you. Again, it was an hour group. It was just people deciding to pass the point. So it wasn't particularly, she said it wasn't taken right. But see, here, I mean, like of all these people, you know, I thought it was interesting. They're not my perspective. I'm expected to be one to expecting. So I would be just taking the gap, you know, some other knowledge for you guys and our personal ability. We basically this is about I think it's an efficient thing. Actually, talk discuss issues. And you know, without for getting angry over invisible lack of transparency, we should say remain the chairman, the vice chair of the thing. But lovely group of that's again. And actually, a lot of things that you guys have been saying tonight, I mean, very so. If you see actually dedicated, your willingness, I think, is which again is I think the most. So thank you.
Also, the survey these surveys out that Tuesday and no more response.
Oh, it is. You know, all of it's changed. What years? So I believe this survey is about 4 years. So they is actually using I have a new self spreadsheet, actual, yeah, Excel form.
That out there's a copy of the survey responses. Make sure you get. I mean, look at you can send me a copy of that.
Yeah, I think this is the secretary.
I'll see.
Stop. Yes. Done. It's sorry. It's in it. This to be fine. It's the
Yeah.
statistic.
Yes.
Oh, that's all the kid. I guess they got that. If it shows.
Like, and they're caught out what the other about dollar stores and trying to limit them. And not having at the same store right next to each other. Okay. There are some examples of towns that have tried to do things like that before, and it is very difficult to do. But they used to have a lot of enforcement in towns, but try and limit the number of big box stores they'll get. They didn't want to have people come in, you believe rent across the street load, come in at the same time. They could say, "Street, all much traffic here, we really need to the store right next to each other." And see more of an issue now with dollar stores. You see Dollar General right next to Dollar Tree, West Mid to Government, Fort Collins, you can't directly limit the number of similar stores within an area unless it's within a redevelopment plan. Doing so with a redevelopment agreement. That's a lot that goes into it. But generally speaking, if you've got commercial district that says retail stores are allowed, by law you can count in, every dollar and put 10 stores within a 1 mile stretch if they was. Because they're the retail stores. I'll be looking at them because they're the market saturating itself. They can't belong to their own business. They would want to be. But it's very difficult to put a cap on the number and maintain business within a retail zone unless you like to manage all of your parcel zones to say that instead of Delsey Drive being my way commercial zone and then stretching off for several miles, break it down into a dozen different commercial zones. You say, all retail stores are won't need and this and all, but not that one. You really specific as to get used to your which event. Other things I've seen is migrants for retail stores that make it difficult for certain types of stores to be within the districts, which can be done, such as minimum and maximum sizes of building footprints. You can try, but the effect of those is you keep out a lot of businesses you would want to see more so than you're actually prohibiting a couple of businesses that you don't want to see. But generally speaking, you absolutely cannot say there shall be no more than $2 to a person between one of those in the township. They can see about it. Listen.
And yes, yes. So,
This.
yes, definitely. Thank for the enterprise.
the first law should be able to, that it's really bad for people, you can touch and stroke, the agents of the means that fight plants, minor site plants, I think, requirements are related to the concern reasons. We certainly recommended that people eating perhaps enhanced or shade tree or tree replacement that the specific planting within a buffer cause beef up that section. In different schools of thought in terms of what should or should be in a landscaping, working the landscaping requirements for the site plan. I have some discussions. Landscape architect director sits next to me in the office. I'm going to be in the office at least a little bit. Yeah. Sometimes there's all difference in opinion of what you think should or should not be. Sometimes a very long list of requirements exactly you must have this type of tree here or that type of tree here. She generally does not like that because it doesn't have a lot of flexibility, and I might tend to look at that to some degree, but then it does. The towns that do want to enforce these codes say specifically you must have 37 trees in this space. If it says that exactly, the code maybe does give the board to enforce something like that. There's different schools of thought you want to actually see in the code for landscape report. So that's always something that can be. That the master plan is the appropriate vehicle to sort of start that conversation as a recommendation.
Look, it does mess. Even those these companies come in, they have architectural just they won't get in and I don't think those it's my other spots that it even exists. They use it and that be something that's there. Excessive words or it's
we're going to have to look at that.
It's done. It's a small but if they want your creations on how many lights in the park, they want
Yes.
and that be part of it.
Yes, I'll put it this way. It absolutely can be a recommendation in the master plan. In the master plan itself, we keep and some pictures of specific styles that the town for. What gets tricky is outside of a designated historic district that has plans that are by the architectural board or the historic preservation. A planning or zoning board does not allow jurisdiction to be dictating architectural style to developer unless there are variances required. Having developed a certain style or certain stylistic elements be incorporated factors that require variance. What it is my next it's on TV we see all section of the code and you want to see the building. You can ask them to change that, but really won't be able to enforce that. The other thing is my experience has been I think it's obvious in Pennsylvania and South here free developers into all sites. One of the I would tell you say you want to see change the building to this color stuff and this colored red. One of the few things around us, yeah, but the other two basically saying this is our fundamental, putting it here, say no to anything. And there's even getting them to do things like the canopy or the gas pumps. It's been a constant, but sometimes you're on a fight to get them to all canopy with the peak of the roof in the middle as opposed to just one shed that was up over shining lights in the street. Well, one particular is very difficult. McDonald's site code is the exact opposite. They will actually come and sit down and contribute their bucket order 75 different McDonald's and ask you which one you want. But I haven't seen any McDonald's application before. But yes, to get back to your point, you can put something in the master plan to that effect. There is a footer general style. That you already have something in the code that technically it's a highway commercial district and a business district. Technically speaking, applications are supposed to be going to an architectural committee for comment. The problem getting at that committee has not been in 20 years. It's going to be these.
So, decide standards. Decide standard conditions. Doing what you can't tell what you take the front.
Well, but when I'm usually this, if planning board can make any suggestions they want, equally, of course, the developer needs a couple of variances or design waivers, and they suggest they agree to it. They don't want to have to, try and force an issue which takes a minute.
Right.
But technically speaking, if all we're talking about is an architectural style or a particular character of development outside of the designated historic districts, very looking into authority words will actually dictate architectural style. They do sometimes anything, and sometimes developers, if it's a simple matter of changing a few things, I can change the model of the project, they'll agree to it. But basically speaking, you can't, if all someone else can be, they're proposing something that's going to be temporary or you can't deny the application on the basis of one it's about nature or an architectural style. Like, well, I wanted to see that person. It was all rich like the this is yeah. But a couple things he's just was the pot. Stouts, child, whatever. Peace. He thought he could then sold up and telling exactly what we think. Out that piece, I'm shit. Obviously, let them change. Probably watching me and he thought things. He's saying, no, I agree with it. It's nice to have that ability to at least get down there and system. A lot of people are steep up. A lot of people right now, that's in the street. The way he talks about citizen. So, just in a nutshell, is I bought when it's an 18. You're adding another class to do something. Looks like that is present to you. I see a lot of reach. Again, that well, then what? She basically said, it's probably not fixed. They should know what they want. So that's very important. That's that. Top of that, well, not having locations. Don't look around the country, a lot of locations. But it's how they work. They'll categorize the business under a certain flat that have community wants and cert this is all that. That's how what is right next to it. A lot of them have a certain kind of school. Well, it does in 1886, radius is they was they in fact, things to look at, you can find this, it's on that's that they have things placed to keep search those out of the beach. Well, it's this word that's niche to that. Okay. And the always you have to look at the top of the representation type is something to investigate. It's something that a lot of towns that have published on this will have one some release. And they'll designate each district, but we have the will designate representative by area to help that person become rather you're not going to get it hard.
I
David, but this here about people that not the factory started by the guy that the floor was 3,008 and then after that they did not see this much as I mean I was after the but large like this the like your wife and people but really in the I find that would be an example of like what some of the yeah, here, what's about not thinking, and minimize the okay, like, more of that, that's that they say, the recognition again, about gravity, with it, what, and here we are. So, folks, the 85 the way to actually get that. Yes.
Hi.
and something Barbara said, you still can pop. What I what want and tell that is part 2004 last plan. Large portions of corridor area. West all Route 47. At some point, the draft, I'll say around 2005, 2006, 2007, it was all wholesale, blanket rezoning of all of the areas, all Route 47, so on and so forth. I guess it'd be ideal to actually on the artificial development, which makes along those lines, like more meeting the financial collapse than what discourage housing. Nevertheless, since that's happened, based on what I've seen, there's been little to no commercial development on a lot of these parcels. I believe because they're probably not friendly for commercial development. And in contrast to that, there's been a residential development on those areas. In some of those areas, people come in, you've got zoning variances, put residential structures on what was previously residential land and rezone wholesale, I would say, to my way past. To that end, I'd like to question. I want to get one, but want to be working. You take a quick look back to 2004 master plan, what changed in respect to that amendment by reference, 2006, 2007, and whether or not it might be appropriate to, first course, get back to what was presented in 2000. Later, in fact, there's been the development of these parcels. Aside from what resident not only on these parcels, but in areas specifically adjacent to these parcels. In full disclosure, I didn't want to initially break it off and put the art and said something about it because I didn't want to be accused of having a personal interest in that because in fact, I did not live Route 40. I took the vicinity and these properties up for I see. Try to find one.
And, you know, like just I would
What's difficult? I mean, like,
So, you're gonna have to do what?
yeah. I agree with you. The areas I'm referring to,
I know the area.
not mixed. I mean, they're strictly two-quoted residential. You know, I'm talking about areas where there's no parcel activity and all. You know, I don't disagree. There's several portions along Route 47 is absolutely studying light manufacturing. Or, you know, highly commercial. There's also stretches, long stretches, in those areas that are widely said highly commercial have no parcel activity whatsoever. And it's all residential.
Steve. Yes.
It was going to happen. You know,
Nobody knows. We're against it. What?
It's like,
Jesus.
examination.
You did?
I know.
Oh, do you see? Okay, so we
Okay. It'd be shocked. And it's like what you see. Maybe, yeah, okay. But yeah. Like, yeah. That's what it was. But that is the rest. Should have been. Yeah, they designate mine. They're going to believe they got people self or they. But just I think. You probably.
Yeah, I disagree. You have to swap the big problem. You got half a mile of nothing residential house, residential house. You brought the streets out residential. Why would you do that highway park? It makes no sense. No one has a residential now.
And fancy the effects. What I'm saying is that, but now you got a piece here. Change them all. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be your order. So they want to want something. So they also will cheap on a back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you got that factory person you can get married to in location.
So something, but then you find to the chop done.
Well, I'm not suggesting you chop it up.
I think
I'm saying, go back to what was done in 2004. It was about 2004 comprehensive plan. That was for some
remember, I mean, you'll be out changing it.
Right. You look like
License it all the way back.
the intersection of Route 40. Obviously, the intersection should be partial. I mean, it's partial usage there, but over the years, I don't think Route we have actually collaborate. They built 3 beautiful homes there. They had to get variances with the training, build a very nice home there. There's no, nice property, they're nice homes. There's no reason why this subjected to the highway parcel setting.
Well, they are the
Yeah. I mean, why they're providing
it's tough. They got believe.
well, no, I'm saying, so they don't,
If not,
yeah, but if they watch things something else, I disagree with that.
Nothing, something to okay. I think you're having to see it, but just tells us that
I mean,
with all these ideas, like this, I mean,
Right, but not that much. I've got what's the other. One of what we've done about stuff like really be expand up. I have written out basically bullet points to go your resolutions. So I could coordinated, we thought out statements. 6 to 10. I've got all my notes here. Things I brought here. And like I said, this being this, I'm not reacting any warnings. This takes amount of time. This is making recommendations. So yes, perhaps this is too strict. Perhaps this is not strict enough. So it's not that much. To be ready to meet next week, but it's really up to you guys who the next month to take one for deals. I can have something for you weeks sure or a month if you want.
So, stay center.
Seconds.
Yes.
So,
But yeah, I can.
I'll keep doing it. I'll leave it.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Yes.
I just saying anything up really thought that I'm sitting here sorry. Jeez. Yeah, so about 5. Yeah.
Again, so
Okay. I guess we're done.
Just so obviously. Well, we may give us parts. They like me. Yeah, but not all done. It's not here to blame you, but yeah. The bill put. Yeah, that on into that. I know we did this.
Chris.
I made the motion to
Yes. He's saying now it's yours.
Yeah. All of you not.
You can all there for the 20th.